Let's begin our day with salutations to the unmanifest pure Parabrahma Tattva, requesting him to manifest in us as the experience. Let us salute the Lord in all the forms to empower us to be on this path relentlessly. Let us, while extending our gratitudes and surrenderings, salute and invoke continuous guidance blessings from the Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, and our own Gurus Acharyas. With same fervor and devotion, let us recognize the glorious contribution of the Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa in our evolution and extend the thanks as well as pray to Shruti Mata to reveal the truths, secrets that are there in us, in them, in our hearts. Salutations to each and every one of you who are able to spare time for the Shravana of this Tattva and in whom there is a great sadhaka prompting these things to do, and that Jignasu, Mumukshu, Bhakta, Shishya, Sevaka, Dharma Samsthavaka. So many wondrous, beautiful Vyaktitwas are there in us, because of which only we are able to be better than our earlier lives and many, and on the path. Congratulations to you all. Welcome to you all. Salutations to you all. Only 4 or 5 things in the introduction before we take up our chantings and study. One, if Brahman or the truth or the reality is the truth and is only real thing, it should be the goal. Other than it cannot be. So too, anything other than the Brahman, the whole world, if it is delusion or mithya, how can it be the goal? Two things are said. Third, if Brahman is the reality and therefore it is the goal, should not all our throughout the days activities, especially the thoughts of the mind, be only towards that goal or reality? So too, when the world is unreal or mithya, how can our thoughts be toward the world which is mithya? Therefore, if our thoughts are still towards the world, means we have not thoroughly understood the unreality nature, mithyatva of the world deeply as it has to be understood, to the extent that we are not entertaining any thoughts regarding the world, whatever it may. In the same way, your thoughts are not toward the truth or reality, Brahman. That means we have not understood Brahman to be truth and reality, to the extent that all our pursuits and thoughts are only towards it. Both of them indicate to us that that source where these two are given to us, are educated to us, are trained to us, are informed to us, called as our Shastras. We are studying but not sufficiently completely studying. Therefore, how long we have to study the Shastra? When do we say we have thoroughly gone through it? Is when these 4 things are very convincingly achieved by us. And then it is continuously maintained till the last is reached. Because the purpose of our Upanishadic Shastras are this only. Not only that, this purpose alone is the liberating purpose. No other way. Therefore, any time frame given, any limitations on the efforts imposed on, that only these many days I study Shastra. Okay, only up to this much I will do it, these Shastras. these limitations won't help us. What is the whole purpose of Shastra Adhyanam? For that matter, the Adhyatmikata is liberation, moksha. Can there be liberation in the limited? Cannot be. Where is liberation is in infinite. What is infinite is Brahman. Is our heart thoroughly clear about these aspects? Then is our pursuit to pursue the Brahman is relentless, regular, sincere. Means all our thoughts are towards that one. All our contemplations are only about the reality. Till the final thought is thoughted and the reality is experienced. Before which, through so much of Shravana, Chintana, contemplation, the conviction about the truth with all its Swarupa and Tatastha Lakshanas should be very clear in us. And all the time we are breathing, living only to seek it. In the pursuit of this, as again said by the Shastra, because of the various logics, reasons, quotations about the Mithyatva, everything other than Brahman, called the so-called Jagat of names, forms and front, towards it, if still our longings are there, wants are there, pursuits are there, entertainments are there, involvements are there, giving our time, mind is there, means what? No difference between we who are studying Shastra and the others. That is why there is no difference between the experience of bondage and dukkha which they are going through. So to be. Never say कि मैं शास्त्र पढ़ रहा हूँ और फिर भी मेरे अंदर कोई इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं है. Because that is शर्म की बात. Because when you study the Shastra, definitely the Mithyatva of the Jagat should be convinced, thus running behind the delusory world like mirage water is stopped, then all our dukkha should end if Vedanta is studied. In the same way, the other aspect of Vedanta is the reality about the real Brahman when thoroughly convinced. There are only two things. Either I have experienced it or I am trying to experience it through various sadhanas. So, in anticipation that we are on the right path toward the ultimate goal, there is nothing but relaxation. There is nothing but bliss, happiness, joy. Because the highest when I am pursuing, I have to have that inner confidence and inner joy. Okay, it's only a question of some time in reaching it for whatever reason. But then there should be contentment, there is a joy. Why I am pursuing truth, Baba? I am pursuing the reality. Why should there be glani in us? Why should there be dukkha? Why should there be disappointment? That inquisitiveness or that jignasa or little of that sense of urgency to experience the self can be there because it inspires us, it puts us on the path continuously. Any work doing, when we are little lazy, lethargic, we delay that work. Thus, reaching that goal, accomplishing that goal becomes a delay. From that standpoint, having the sense of urgency and continuously engaging in that sadhana, we do. But apart from that, along with that, there should be contentment, there should be joy. There is a sense of fulfillment that I am the correct path. So till these things stabilize in us, there is no other way than Nirantara Shastra Shravanam Adhyanam Mananam Chintanam. We don't know whether there are any other shortcut methods. Maybe they are there, but we are not exposed to them. By God's grace, Guru Parampara Kripa, we are exposed to this marga. But be on the path of Nirantara Adhyana of Shastra, through which the Bandhana Karana, the involvement in Jagat, which is Mithya, is realized. And Moksha Karana is the Anubhuti of Paramatma. Through these sadhanas is realized or convinced, and then we are truly towards this continuously, and truly we have withdrawn from this completely. When this happens, we are truly on the path. Till that happens, there is no way, we should not give any other way or chance. Isn't it? The moment we go away from this every day, bombarding our hearts, our intellects with the knowledge of the Shastras which teach about the trueness of the reality and the untrueness of the world. Again, we'll be in minutes, moments, hours, and days. We'll be back into that whirlpool of the worldliness. See, yesterday's last line of Dhanyastakam, first shloka. Is it not sufficient to convey to us? First three lines are talking about Dhanyata. If that's not pursued, the fourth one is Sheshastu Brahmanilaye Paribhramanti. And what introduction we gave here and what we saw in our Dhanyastakam, the last line of first sloka, is what we are studying in last 20 or 15 days in our Aitareya Upanishad in the second Adhyaya, where the three Janmas in brackets, the worstness of our experiences while going through those three Janmas is taught to us so that we really get the understanding as well as dispassion, detachment from it, and then pursue the truth. Same we see in today, Adhyatma Ramayana, seeing that Vairagya Bhavana, Kausalya Mata, so much pleased. Rama, with all due respect, reverence, and concern, gives her the moksha upaya. So, therefore, the whole idea is what? We will not leave the spiritual path, we will not leave that which empowers us in the spiritual path unless our study of the Shastras, and the Shastra study should culminate in moksha. Moksha is by Brahmanubhuti. That happens when we are pursuing only that Anubhuti Marga by all our means, and whatever the Vitarkas are there, the opposite things are there, other than that, called as our any way of involvement in the world, we withdraw from it. With the again knowledge that all of that is what is delusion. It's only mind made, it's only projections, etc. for various reasons. Through Karya Karana Mimamsa, through Dashta, Tushya Mimamsa, through the thinking about everything in the world is subject to the time, nothing is staying the same in any moment, and nobody in the world living a worldly life said that they are contented or liberated. So these are the tens and twenties of thoughts collected from the Shruti Mata, with the result of which, with the help of which, even though world is perceived by all our faculties, yet we come to the doubtless conviction that it is not as real as it is seen. Like the movie on the theater, even though you are perceiving it, heart and heart we know that it is not real. It is projected on a screen by the projector backed by the light. So the light of consciousness, we rerun the projector of individual and total vasanas on the screen of our mind. This whole world unreal is just projected. You know how much important this conviction is. Without this conviction, my dear friends, we can never withdraw from world. Without withdrawal from the world, we can never be freed from the dukkha and samsara. So too, unless we are convinced about the sublime reality or the truth, the self, the Brahman, that it is real, it alone is real, our pursuit will not be towards it sincerely consistent. Then the moksha anubhuti, the ananda anubhuti will not. So the दुख से मोक्ष ये संसार छोड़ने से सुख की प्राप्ति परमात्मा को पाने से होएगा. And these two can't happen unless we totally lean away from that, involve in this. So our study of Shastra should lead to us towards this. नहीं हो रहा है का अर्थ क्या हुआ? We are not in right track of understanding Shastras, or we are not doing sufficient justice, or we may not be doing our homework. All that shows we are not sincere. We are still childish. In spite of getting all these blessings and opportunities given to the Lord or the Shaktimata and Guru, still we are childish now to encash all of them. Realizing this, rectifying ourselves, then restarting our journey of reading or studying Shastras with crystal clear purpose. Now the purpose is very clear. Now in this Aitareya Upanishad, the second khanda, which is talking about the three janma, is only to indicate that if the truth is not realized, in the ignorance of the truth, under the influence of the delusion, we go through these sufferings infinite times. Manzoor hai, go ahead then. Nobody will stop us from continuing to be ignorant, suffering the samsara of janma marana. There is no compulsion here. But if somebody says, yeah, I realized it, I don't want to go through all these, the hell like of, naraka like of dukkha. Is there a way out? Yeah, you are welcome. This is where is the truth. This is how it has to be realized and recognized. So that is how every Upanishad guides. This Upanishad Aitareya has such a sweetness, such beauty, such simplicity, such clarity. Through these explanations, examples, this Shruti Mata is guiding us. So let us be honest, sincere to receive that guidance and practice it, help ourselves. So let us see what is the thought today in the mantra number 3 and 4 and 5, 6, whatever are there in this Dvitiya Adhyaya of Aitareya. Let us do our initial prayers. Om, Om, Om. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वरजीवविवेकविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः श्री वेदव्यास महर्षये नमः ऐतरेय महर्षये नमः आद्यशङ्कर महर्षये नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वेषां तेषां कृपा अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यानुभवस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहिन्दवसंस्कृतेः शास्त्राणां साधनानां योगवेदान्तभक्त्यादिप्रक्रियाणां समस्तगुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत् परम्परायाः उपासनानां पुनरुत्थानजागरण समस्तविश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकता पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थं ये भक्ताः साधकाः अस्माकं सह आचार्याः गुरवः संस्थाः अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये निश्चिताः तेषां सर्वेषां पूर्णायुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यादि समस्तशक्तिसम्पदासानुकूलता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनद्वारा अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजयार्थं श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्यशङ्करभाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ॐ मनस्तापतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम् ओमत श्रीऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषद् शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य माणीस्त श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्ददामृतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्वतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ओम शांति 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 अथ पारायणं प्रथमोऽध्यायः तृतीयः खण्डः third khanda of the first adhyaya is our today's parayana for 5 minutes involved in it. If you can't do at home parayanas because of various reasons, at least in the class when we are sparing our valuable time of togetherness for that as an abhyasa, as a necessity, keep the book in front and wholeheartedly, wholemoutedly chant. ओम तृतीयः खण्डः स ईक्षते मेनुलोकाश्च लोकपालाः च अन्नमेभ्यः सृजा इति सः अपः अभ्यतपतो ताभ्यः अभितप्ताभ्यः मूर्तिरजायत या वै सा मूर्तिरजायत अन्नं वै ततो तदेनत्सृष्टं परान्त्यजिघांसतो तत् वाचा अजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् वाचा अग्रहीतुं स यद्हैनद्वाचा अग्रहैष्यत् अभिव्याहृत्य एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्प्राणेनाजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् प्राणेन ग्रहीतुं स यद्हैनत् प्राणेन अग्रहैष्यत् अभिप्राण्यः एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्चक्षुषा जिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् चक्षुषा ग्रहीतुं स यद् एनत् चक्षुषा अग्रहैष्यत् दृष्ट्वा एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्छ्रोत्रेण जिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् श्रोत्रेण ग्रहीतुं स यद् एनत् श्रोत्रेण अग्रहैष्यत् श्रुत्वा एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्त्वचा अजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् त्वचा ग्रहीतुं स यद् एनत् त्वचा अग्रहैष्यत् स्पृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तन्मनसा जिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् मनसा ग्रहीतुं स यद् एनत् मनसा अग्रहैष्यत् ध्यात्वा एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत् शिष्णेनाजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् शिष्णेन ग्रहीतुं सद् यद् एनत् शिष्टेन अग्रहैष्यत विसृज्य हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तदपानेनाजिघृक्षत तद् आवयत् स एषः अन्नस्य ग्रहः यद्वायुः अन्नायुर्वा एषः यद्वायुः स ईक्षत कथं नु इदं वद्रुते स्यात् इति स ईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षत यदि वाचा अभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेन अभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यदि अपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिष्णेन विसृष्टम् अथ कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सा एषा विद्रुतिर्नाम द्वाः तदेतन्नान्दनं तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयस्वप्नाः अयमावसथोऽयमावसथोऽयमावसथ इति स जातो भूतानि अभिव्यैख्यतो किमिहान्यं वा वदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म ततमपश्यतो इदमदर्शमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तमिदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः मोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Thus, into that second akhanda or adhyaya, we are in the third mantra discussion. Okay, in that third mantra discussion, the discussion was most important topics of Sa bhavayatri. She is doing the bhavana. In that bhavana, all the aspects are told. The three main aspects are her own love for the husband. Second, he alone is me. Third, that he who is in me now is not other than me. That is the meaning of the feeling aspect of bhavana, of oneness that it does. Then the practical aspect of that bhavana is Vardhayitri, she becomes Palayitri, Samrakshanayitri, she becomes. She is developing the fetus, she is doing the Samrakshana. How that is done? Anything suitable for the fetus to grow. That alone she eats or does anything. So too, anything which is harmful for the fetus, she doesn't do. That is the whole thing of Bhavaitri. So this is to be understood and then conveyed. This thought should be to all the women folk. They must know by nature, by heart, for the insurance sake, this can be told. And all this is Vyavahara. It has nothing to do with moksha, which is our purpose of Upanishad, which will be told a little later. Here, in that Adhyaropa Sthiti only, we are discussing how things are happening in the world. Thereafter, to do the apavada of this and take up to only the pursuit of the truth. So because she is Bhavitri, obviously she must be Bhavaitavya. So by Bhartra, husband, she should be Vardhaitavya and then Rakshaitavya. So the words used by the Bhashyakara are these two. We have discussed in it at length how that husband has to be having so much of concern and patience in dealing with her. Any time of the night she will wake you up. ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, ना? To that husband. She can be so sensitive, but for small thing also she can be afraid. All of that are not there in her when she is in normal place, normal time. But she is now carrying therefore. So that husband also should be bhavaitabhya because of the greatest thing in the world that's happening called as creation. It is only the God is the one who does creation. So the divinity expressing that way. Therefore, right from the husband onwards, everybody should be fully caring and concerning that women and the child. This is the meaning of bhavayitavya. So that no movement of her carrying or delivery is endowed with any pain, any fear, any dukkha. Whatever the best can be done, should be done. श्रुति माता herself is saying. परिषद ने ब्रह्म विद्या को साइड पे रख के for the time being, she is talking about this. How important, how sacred. That's how even this aspect also should be taken as having the authority of our Shastra itself and should be done. Shastra ka authority hai is baat ki really. So we have seen that second aspect of bhavitavya bhavati. All of that is done. Then the next one is Sahat tam garbham stri yathoktena garbhadhara vidhana vivarti dhareti agre prak janmanaha. So she is that way, identifies, owns that fetus in her. So she is the husband, the child is the husband also, the child is a child also, the child is for her, now her own self also. Then sapita agre eva purveva jata matram janmanaha ati urdham janmanaha jatam kumaram jata karmadina pita bhavi. So the bhavana of the father and of that child is in the womb as long as there, right from the news of conception up to that delivery time, as we said yesterday, maybe 1 hour before, 1 week before, whenever the time comes. Second of the bhavana is those few hours or days of delivery. Right? At that time, we should do only consoling, mantra ucharana and all that. And once the janma happens of the child, the jata karma to done for both the mother and the child. These three are the expressions of the bhavana and the concern of the father because it is he only expressing through her. So this is what it happens. This is how it should happen. Both ways we can understand it. So Sapita yad yasmat kumaram janmana adi urdhvam agre jatameta jatakarmadina yad bhavati tad atmaneva bhavati. So all of that is done inherently the Lord has given, but it is my own self. That feeling is there in both of them. Inside the fetus also grows as it is one with the mother or that father. In the father in the beginning, Kareto Rupena, now in the mother, growing with all the limbs, etc. No, after that, Pitu Atma Evai Putra Rupena Jayate, that quotation is there. The father, his own self is again born in the form of the child. That is Shastra says, Prati Pati Jayam Pravishati Ityadi, the lengthy shloka, first line is said. He, the husband, only enters into a woman's womb. Now, all these things, okay, mm, why he is doing that Putra Santana, the father, why the child is born, why the mother is carrying, why the entire we attend to. The system is there of this type in the creation by the creator. And what relation it has with our main theme of the Upanishad, the Brahma Vidya and the Moksha. That is the essential topic. Yesterday we have discussed. Okay. What he said here is Tat Kimartham Atmanam Uttararupena Janayitva Bhavayati. Why the father, his own self, having given birth in the form of the son, Bhavayati takes care of him. Right from the conception and delivery, even beyond that, Shruti Mata itself is saying, herself is saying, very clear, categorical. This is the way the Shruti, the Upanishads have to be patiently, one by one word, one by one sentence, and different topics have to be segregated, analyzed, understood, and their relation in our sadhana, all of them have to be understood, mastered. This is called Adhyayana. And if anything missed out, the connection, the continuity, the sequence misses out. Then the main purpose will not be achieved. Shruti Mata is very clear, though her words are very mystical because they are the times at that time. So, making that clear to us is the credit of Bhagavan Adi Shankara. In his Bhashya, also very clear. We have to be very clear in our intellect's abilities to clearly apply it and understand in all its clarity what is said there. So the answer is what? Esham lokanam santatya. This is for the continuation of the progeny. Avichedhyaya, for its non-continuation. Iti artha. So the lokame, the santati to continue, that the husband is having himself as the son, or that son is born, or son or daughter, or the wife is conceiving and delivering, and whole world is supporting them, and this system is put in the world by the Creator. Lokaram santatya means avichedaya, continuation of the life. We said yesterday, because if the life is not there on the earth or planet or universe, then the universe has no purpose because the dead matter has no purpose of its own. The entire dead is or the inertia or inert is only for the Purusha, the life. Therefore, for the life of the Jivas to continue, this system is put. Understanding this, that discussion can be stopped there. He says, Vichidyehe, Vichidyeran hi ime lokaha putra utpadanadi yadina kuryo kechana. Just imagine everybody got the operations, whatever they do for not having the child. What will happen in next 40, 50 years? I told you yesterday the examples of China and Japan. They stopped creation and all oldies are the young are not there. So the Russia's problem is new yesterday. That fellow says, where is the president or Anand? You must create more and more Sainicas, his language. Because so many of these army men are dying in that war with Ukraine and all. He says more and more children should be born. And they all have to be army men only. अरे पैदाइशी तो कोई होता नहीं, लेकिन हम करेंगे उनको. So imagine if all stop creating, there is no life. Therefore, avichhedartham, santatyartham, this whole prakriya. संतति कंटिन्यू होने के लिए, विच्छेदन कंटिन्यू का नहीं होने के लिए. हो गया. लोकाः देन एवं इन दिस वे पुत्रोत्पादनादि कर्म अविच्छेदेन एव संतताः प्रबंध रूपेण वर्तन्ते हि यस्मात् इमे लोकाः तस्मात् अविच्छेदाय तत्कर्तव्यम. So only when the continuous creation happens, thus the world will continue. That is why the putraatpadana is kartavya. That's why sannyasi realized saints are less. Through the grahasthashrama, direct sannyasi, through the grahasthashrama, having created the next generation, then taking up and sannyasa and realizing are more. They are 99.9%, 0.01% only who bypass this one. Therefore, it is authentic, systematic way of living and evolving and realizing. Now, the main point where we stopped yesterday is कि कहते हैं यस्माद् इमे लोकः तस्माद् अविच्छेदाय तत्कर्तव्यम. But more important sentence is न मोक्षाय इत्यर्थः. It is not for the moksha. ओके. तत् अस्य संसारिणः कुमार रूपेण मातुः उदरात् यत् निर्गमनम् तत् रेतो रूप अपेक्षया द्वितीयं जन्म. So that the Reta being put in the mother's womb when it has become first Janma, in contrast with that, from the womb of the mother, in this way having carried by her for so many months, at the time of which, when she was Bhavaitavya, taken care by the husband and everyone, when the delivery happens, that's called the second Janma. Okay. So here 5 minutes or 2 minutes we pause and discuss when it is said it is for santati avichhedanam and not for the moksha. In this there is no moksha. And thus all the three, while so decently, sweetly, beautifully, emotionally explained, all the three are in bondage only. The husband is in bondage. And what to talk about the jiva, the child, the son in the womb, he is in naraka only. And the woman who is carrying. You know that anything can happen to the child and if not recognized, it is threatening to her own life. तीनों बंधन में होते हैं. इस सिलसिले में याद रख लेना. Continuously, all the three are in the bandhana, in the dukkha only. Any number of times that happens, now remember, if there is no other option, alternative, better than this, what to do out of compulsion, you would have followed it. But when there is an option of, recognizing the self, which is beyond all the upadhis, and getting established in it, called as liberation, that should be pursued. नहीं होता तो one can justify to be continuously in this process. बेचारा क्यों? क्योंकि दूसरा चारा नहीं है. There for this mother also, for the son also, the father also. For all the three, there is a mukti upaya. So the father, Dasharatha, already got mukta. Rama is born mukta only like Vamadeva. Now Kaushalya is also asking for mukti. If you just refer it to our evening Adhyatma Ramayana, exactly the present topic that's going on. She says, no, out of my avidya, I couldn't come out of the bandhanam so far. Now I become very old, I'm going to die. Is there any way that at least now by gaining some knowledge I can be liberated? If that is there in precise short, can you please tell me, O Rama? What a beautiful coincidence, is it not? Of what we are studying evening and here also. And now, the two beautiful ways or examples are given somewhere to show an example of how these things are bondages. And very funny, a great sloka Bhagavan Adi Shankara of Shivananda Lahari and other text is taken in its totally opposite meaning to justify this point. The shloka is what? He about Lord Shiva is mentioned. What is he? Sita bhasma lepo garalamashanam dikpatadharaha jatadhari kanthe bhujagapatihari pashupati kapali bhutesho bhajati jagadishai kapadavim bhavani tatpani grahana paripati phalamidam. This is a beautiful shloka of this Shivananda Lahari. There it is said, Lord Shiva, who is he? Ki Chita Bhasma Lebaha. He applies Chita Bhasma only on his Sharira. Then Garalam Ashanaha. He is having only the Garalam in the Kanta eating. Dikpata Dharaha. He is wearing only the Dikka Dishaya as the cloth. Digambara. Jatadhari. It means he has got only the matted hair locks. Kante Bhujagapati Hari. He has got in the Kanta the Sarparaja as the Kantavarana Ityadi. Pashupati is only the Pati of all the Pashus. Kapali. In the hand he has got Kapala for Viksha. Then Kapali and such one. Kapali Bhuteshaha. He is a Bhuta Ishaha, the Lord of all beings. Now, what happened to him? Such a rustic, unemployed, useless way of looking Lord Shiva, Bhuteshaha, Bhajati Jagadisha Eka Padavim. Now he has become Bhutesha or he has become Jagadishwara. How he has become? Because Bhavani Tat Pani Grahana Paripati Phalam. That he has got the Pani Grahana with you, because of which all his life's indecencies, what they were expressed, are all gone away. Then he is become Jagadisha Eka Padavi. So before marrying to Parvati Mata, Lord Shiva was like the explanation in Hindi word if you use like an avara. The moment he got married to her, he has become Jagadishwar. This way, the Mata's glory is mentioned here. That when he married to her, he has become so decent and all of that. This is the devotional way of explanation of the same example, of the same shloka. The interpretation in the present context is totally opposite. What is it? Same thing. It happens in the life of every man, woman. Third, what the meaning of all of that? Chita, Basmale, Garlam, Ashram, all of that. The meaning of all of that is what? He's such a happy fellow. These are the Lakshanas of Avadhuta. No bondage of any sort at all. So happy, moving everywhere, eating anything, really reveling in his own realization with all his friend circle and all. Vichara Lord Shiva. The moment he got married to her, his problem started that he has become Jagadisha. All his joys and freedoms have gone away. He is bound. That means what? When one starts involving in the procreation process through the marriage, etc., even Shiva also gets bound. See the same shloka, how it is interpreted. बेचारा इतना आनंद मस्ती में घूम रहा था, अब शादी कर दी सत्यानाश. See how same shloka can be seen both ways. Such a useless Shiva become Jagadishwara, and also such a happy Shiva became miserable. As if that is not sufficient, another thing is explained. Same. And what is that? Ashesha Brahmanda Pralaya Vidhi Naisargikamatihi Smashaneshvasinah Krutabhasitalepaha Pashupatihi Dadau Kante Halahalam Akila Bhugola Krupaya Bhavatya Sangatya Phalamiti Cha Kalyani Kalaye. Again, the same place or somewhere else, he says, Ashesha Brahmanda Pralaya Vidhi Naisargika Matihi. So, Lord Shiva's main work is destruction. Is Sushti Sthiti Laya Karaka. So, Ashesha Brahmanda Pralaya Vidhi Naisargikamati. Naisargikamati by nature whose work is to do the pralaya of the entire Brahmanda. One point. Second, Smashaneshu Asinaha. He stays in Smasana. Third, Kruta Bhasita Lepaha. He is the one who applies the Bhasma Pashupati as it was earlier. Such one, Dadhau Kante Hala Halam. Akila Bhugola Krupaya. Out of his Krupa for the protection of the whole world, he has taken Hala Halam in the throat. Why did he take a Bhavatyaha Sangatyaha Phalamiti? Because of your Sangati, oh Mata. So this is the praise done to the mother. Hey Kalyani, oh great mother, Kalai. Now, this I did not explain like the earlier one. The meaning is so obvious. The Lord Shiva. Both things, see, sentence is same, but the meanings are two. The interpretations are two, purposes are two. One is what? Oh, mother, it is your greatness that because of you being his wife, and it is on your request or behest we attend to. That Lord Shiva, whose Naisargika Mati is to destroy the whole world. He, to protect the whole world, taken the hala hala in his throat. Understood? That is your greatness, O mother. The same thing is the other way around. The Lord Shiva, who is supposed to finish the whole world, he, after marrying to the Parvati, because of her thing, ki whole Jagat is their children now. The whole Vande Jagata Pitaro, Vande Parvati Parameshwaro. So the Shiva married to Parvati, they became the wife husband, the whole world became their Santana. Now that Santana is troubled, suffering now. For what? Because in the Kshirosagar Mathanam, the Halahala came. When the Halahala came, it was burning the whole world, and the world is my child. पार्वती उसको बचाओ बचाओ कह रही है अरे क्या करूं मैं बचाओ दिस नो अदर वे शिवा सेज दिस ओनली वन वे व्हाट इज दैट keep that poison in your own throat that bechara Shiva who is Amrita Swarupa having married to that lady the Parvati for the entire future time he had to bear the hala halam in the kantam. Now you understand same shloka same meaning but seen in both ways. One is to say the karuna of the mother and Shiva भक्ति मार्ग में इन द वेदांत में बेचारा शिव भी ऐसा फंस जाएगा शादी करके रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से कि उस पत्नी की बात को मानने के लिए हमेशा के लिए गले में वो विषु को धारणा करना पड़ता है. Understood? All the freedom is lost. Can't be anymore your own pure self. You will be conditioned at every moment. Therefore, though the prakaranam is of that moksha, but the whole prasanga doesn't mean that therefore get married, half of your liberation will happen, then have a child, the remaining half liberation comes. No. Get married, half liberation is gone. Get child, totally gone. Why? Because na karmana na prajya dhane na tyage ne. When I myself have to transcend my own panchakosha, to discover my own self or my own liberation, how can I identify with another Panchakosha having women and through that both of them, third Panchakosha like Jiv ko janam vere, how can there be the liberation in it? Conditioning only it is. Therefore, this prasanga, though tells about so many do's, don'ts, yet must know that it is not moksha prasanga. And that is why only for the avichedana of the santana, so that the world continues. That all that is explained, not for moksha. Never ever for moksha. Okay. Now comes the third janma we have to discuss. First janma, reto rupena into the womb. Second janma, from the mother's womb coming out. Third janma I have to discuss very peculiarly. The Shruti Mata tells the third janma and gives the logics for us to clearly apprehend and understand. तो वी से एक जन्म है उसी में संसार श्रुति माता कहती एक नहीं रे बाबा, तीन तीन बार जन्म होता है एंड एवरीथिंग इज बाइंडिंग. प्लीज रियलाइज इट एंड कम आउट ऑफ द causes of bondage of samsara, enter into the cause of liberation through your own adhyatmika sadhana. That is what is the outcome of all this prasang. है ना? Every Upanishad has one way. है ना? Kat Upanishad took its own story way. Then Kena Upanishad also there, Yaksha and Indradi Devatas, and then Uma Himavati teaching them. Aitareya we saw how many ways. You know, last way Bhrugurvai Varuni has come, but before also Mahachavasya has taught through Prachina Yogya. Everywhere variety of beautiful stories. है ना? Or the ways of explaining. Mhm. प्रश्न में तो प्रश्नोपनिषद है, मुंडका द शिष्य गोइंग टू द गुरु. तो हियर इन द आइतरेय दिस इज द पद्धति टेकन अप. अध्यारोपवाद, by that towards everything other than Brahma, the Vairagya, and then Jignasa to know than Brahman. देखो पढ़ते 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 we must be established in our intellectual understanding and acceptance that the Brahman is there, realizing him alone is moksha, anything other than him is projected, holding on to that is bondage. I hold on to the snake which is never there, then I continue miserable. Just drop it and discover the robe. There is nothing called snakes to bind us. Isn't it? Same is here also. Now we take up the Chaturtha mantra. Okay. दैट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग, यू नो. लॉर्ड शिव जी का बेचारा शादी करके फंस गए. Isn't it? नारायण. ओके. तदस्य संसारिणः कुमाररूपेण मातृदुरात् यत् निर्गमनं तद् रेतोरूपापेक्षया द्वितीयं जन्म, द्वितीय अवस्था अभिव्यक्ति. द्वितीयं जन्म मीन्स सेकंड एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द सेकंड अवस्था. Now go to the third. Let us chant the fourth mantra 2 times. Saha asya ayam atma punyebhyah pratidhiyate. Atha asya ayam itarah atma कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रएति. सः इतः प्रयन एव पुनः जायते. तद् अस्य तृतीयं जन्म. Again. सः अस्य अयम् आत्मा पुण्येभ्यः प्रतिधीयते. अत अस्य अयम् इतरः आत्मा कृतकृत्यो वयोगतः प्रएति. सः इतः प्रयन एव पुनः जायते. तदस्य तृतीयं जन्म. So first the meaning in the shloka, which is with so many fill up the blanks and so much of the mysticism, along with so many orders that are given by Shruti uh, to execute while being in the samsara also for its smooth flow. Just like in the earlier one, when she was having the garbha, he was supposed to do the bhavanam of her and take care of her, the women and the child inside, the husband. Even after birth of child, he is supposed to take care of the child systematically. All of that also said in the hidden words in this mantra, along with explaining what is third janma, which is very vichitra. And that will be asked by the Purabakshi. Siddhanti will answer it in total, complete knowledge, understanding comes. Now the literal meaning is what? Saha. I am Atma. Saha means that father. I am Atma also he means but father. Asya means for the child who is born now. What he does? Punyebhyaha pratidhiyate. He endows the child with all the punya karmas that are to be done. Having done that to that child, we'll study it through Bhashya in exhaustive detail. Having that way taught the life of dharma, life of punya, even the life of adhyatmikata to the child, this father. Then what happens to that father? Ata asya ayam itaraha atma. Itara atma means the other than that child. That means this father only. See, listen very carefully. Kruta krutyaha. Then he can say he is kruta krutya. Dhanya ho gaya, fulfilled. After that way, in his responsibilities outside, he is got fulfilled. Vayogataha. He becomes old. then praiti, he will die. When he dies, sa itaha prayan eva. At the moment he dies and goes away from here, unless his Bhayankara Rakshasa type life he lived and goes to become a preta, suffering for a long time, waiting for the body, which is a rare case. Other than that, in generally, sa itaha prayan eva. The moment he leaves this body and goes punaha jayate into some other body, he is born. Who? Not the child, the father. Tad asya trutiyam janma. This is called a third janma. Now see the funny thing, the discussion is about the child's first and second birth. When the third birth came up, Pitaji ka bata rahe कि he will die and be born again, that will be his third janma. This is the mysticism putting in front of us and our struggle to understand, seeing it. Shruti Mata is laughing and enjoying, and the Gurus also. Luckily for us, we have Adi Shankara Bhagavan to make simple all such complicated things. Isn't it? That is why studying Upanishad is the only way and no other way than studying them through the Bhashya, with the help of Bhashya. Then only the Spashtata will come. Every time you are seeing right from the Mundaka Upanishad, we took up studying with the Bhashyam, how the Jatila and Klishta Vishayas Bhagavan Shankara is making simple along with adding whichever are to be added, like earlier one. है ना? That namokshaya. है ना? Santatya is the mantra saying. What the mantra said there? कि तद भावयति येषाम लोकानाम संतत्या एवं संतता ही में लोकाः. So lokanam santatya, only for the continuation of the world, life of jivas, that the birth is given or this family affair is there. But in the Upanishad it is not mentioned that not for moksha, but Shankara is mentioning it because that is the obvious thing. It is for the santati means what? It is not for the moksha. Moksha ke liye you have to go for Brahma Vidya, not the wife, husband, children, samsara. Anyway, okay. In the same way, here also, the subtle mystical things will be explained to us. What is the whole thing? Saha asya ayam atma punyebhya pratidhiyate. The Father teaches the way of life to live to the Son. Ata asya ayam itara atma kruta krutya bhavati. With that, he is become fulfilled with regard to his responsibility towards the child. By the time karte karte vayogataha, he becomes old. After old, you can't become young back. Praiti, he'll die only. Then sa itaha prayan eva punah jayate. Having gone away from here, he is born again. Tadasya trutiyam janma. That is called as the third birth. Tisra janma. Tisra abhivyakti. And that third can be again the first one. Because he's born somewhere, then it goes to the second one, then the third one. In this way, Nirantara Chakra of Samsara of the Janma Varna goes on in this way, even though there is an option to go beyond it by realizing the self. Unless Shastras are studied for a long period of time, both of these things about the Janmavarana being a samsara and dukkha giving, and there is a state of realization in the self, knowing which there is all liberation from all bondage, that will not come to our heart unless we study for long, long time. We are in that process, you and I. We are blessed by the Lord in this life. Others are blessed in their earlier lives or the next lives, we don't know. आपका हमारा इस जिंदगी में भगवान शास्त्र अध्ययन से संसार की तरफ जाने से रोककर मोक्ष की तरफ आने का वो conviction he is giving us. In this way, as we are doing class, there are some other ashrams where the other acharyas, gurus, teaching their disciple. Somewhere they are studying themselves. Somewhere on the seat of contemplation they are realizing. In this way, in the universe, Ishvara Kripa says, every jiva that were given opportunity slowly to evolve out of samsara in different ways. So we are given this chance. Like this, they are happening. There are thousands of ashramas where in morning they are also studying some Upanishad and Brahma Vidya. Some are contemplating, some are in the final stages, some are preparing now. both as Shrota somebody and now Acharya somebody who will be Acharya after 10 years. ये सिलसिला चलता रहता है. जैसा बंधन का चल रहा है वैसा मोक्ष का भी. You and I have to realize this, recognize this, and take up the moksha path. Okay? Hmm. 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 One line we'll explain today, remaining tomorrow. What is the first line? Saha asya ayam atma punyebhyah pratidhiyate. This father, in doing all the punyadi karma, he gives all training and responsibility to the son. That pratidhiyate is, you can add between prati and dhiyate one word ni, then you will understand it, become that word become familiar to you. What is it? Pratinidhiyate. Ni is only nischayena. You understood? That means what? Now the son becomes a pratinidhi instead of the father in doing all that. Deputy. So deputy takes up and he becomes the main one. So I am reading the Bhashya now, only one line, only one para. Asya pituhu of this father, saha ayam putraha, the son, who is the Atma, his own self, punyebhyaha. What is the punyebhyaha? Shastroktebhyaha karmabhyaha. Regarding all the karmas to be done as per the Shastra, karma nishpadanartham, for executing all those karmas, for doing them, nishpadanartham, pratidhiyate pituhu sthane pitra. By the father in his own place, the child is established. बेटा अब मैं रिटायर हो रहा हूँ. पहले he says एक एक घंटा बिताएगा जहाँ father used to sit. Slowly he makes 2 hours, 3 hours. Then little later he says, मैं सुबह 10 से 1 बजे बैठता हूँ बेटा, तुम 2 बजे आ जा, शाम तक तुम बैठ. देर आफ्टर slowly he says, सुबह 1 घंटा, शाम 1 घंटा आऊंगा मैं, बाकी तुमको संभालना है. Later on he says, I'll come in once in 2 or 3 days. You understand how the father is making child pratinidhiyate. In one aspect of Sethji giving job to his child that we gave, here is Shastriya Bhasha means therefore, as the grahastha, whatever the yajna agadi karmas have to be done, Atithi Puja Satkar has to be done, all of that Shastrokta karma mein, the father first left the child to play, little later he invited him to sit and watch, thereafter he started giving some work, then he gave now the responsibility. He says, now on, it is you who have to do all that. So, this is how all the Shastriya Vedokta Vidhinidhana, other than the Brahma Jnana, the Vyavaharika also, Yajnas, the Upasanas, the Atithi Seva, the Nitya Puja, they are also passed on by the father to the son. In fact, that is his real Kritakrityata, having been taken, having become a father to that child. ये मेन कृतकृत्यता. देखो, we are studying the Dhanyashtakam in the evening. That is ultimate Dhanyata is spoken. Here, even Upanishad it is said, he becomes Kurtakritya. When he sees to his son that his own Atma called is his son is exactly established in doing all the Shastrokta karma as he was doing. He should see to it that the father, that all those things are given to the child. That's what the tradition earlier. The born child also was so wonderful that he used to receive everything from the father. So, yasya pito soyam putra atma punyebhyah shastroktebyah karmabhyah karma nispadanartham, for the execution of all the karmas to be done, pratidhiyate pitu sthane pitra yat kartavyam tat karanaya pratinidhiyate ityartha. Whatever father was doing, that now the child will do. Because the work has to continue. And through that work only, father has evolved to whatever level he could. Now the child having taken it up, he will also perform that and he evolves. So he is relaxed now. Then he becomes old and dies, he takes the birth, that is his third life. That will be the discussion tomorrow. We will see. Thereafter, in the fifth and sixth mantras, giving the example of Mahamadeva, how through every life study of Upanishads, in one of the life, we just get rid of all the samsara as it is explained now and go for the moksha. And how that moksha is obtained, how that realization Atman is obtained, that is a topic of discussion in the third adhyaya. You know, we are doing the second adhyaya now. After the sixth month is over, when we start the third chapter, in that the moksha vidya will be taught to us. Here also in the last two shlokas, it will be told that this is how the Vamadeva in the stomach only realized self and got liberated. Okay, वामदेव के फिर हम सबको भी करना है ना, कैसे करें? That vicharana will be told to us in the third adhyaya for the self-realization, getting liberation from all this samsara. And this is all in continuation with what is said in the first adhyaya. That the Lord created, He entered, He only as if identified the upadhis, going through three avasthas, He got bound. Then suddenly one day He looked out and looked at and inquired everything and questioned who is there other than me, the reality. Then He understood everything is unreal, He alone is real. Then He got the moksha. उसी का continuation है ये. So that's how 6, 7, 8 times when you study such mystical Upanishads, then the picture becomes clear. इन्हीं सिनेमा भी 4-5 बार देखो तब जाकर समझ में आता है. कभी कभी कोई सिनेमा या गाना 10 साल के बाद सुनो तब उसका जो रहस्य पता होता है. In 10 years you are seeing it so many times saying, but you never knew that meaning because that subtlety was not there with us. What is subtlety? How the director or producer connected this issue to that issue. 10 बार सिनेमा देखने के बाद वो डायलॉग हो या पर्टिकुलर सीन हो तब समझ में आता है. We just see the movie only as enjoyment. That is at the lowest level, stupid. But the real enjoyment is every creativity in that movie. When you do that, how many secrets of that director or producer gets revealed to us? Everywhere, in a politics, in farming, हम तो सब्जी चावल खा लेते हैं बस. But there's a lot of thing going behind by that farmer, how he does the plowing, sowing and growing and all of that. नहीं सोचना नहीं पता होता. 10 बार सोचो, you will know how 142 crores of Indians are fed 3 times a day. Is it not a big, big miracle happening? But we never think it. 140 करोड़ only human beings we are talking. 3 दफा daily खाना खा रहे हैं, 3 दो जो भी. But are we aware of such a mega phenomenal event happening? But we are not aware because we are not interested to. हमको तो हमको खाना मिल जाए, सो जाए, खत्म. In the same way, how much of the transports happening, technology is happening. I'm so surprised to see every third day at the national level, some or the other new policies are taken up for the internal thing or the external with all countries to establish good relation, to maintain it, to protect from the downfall. How much of thinking is going on? That means the external affairs ministry is so busy there, home ministry is busy here, defense ministry is busy there, finance ministry is busy there. How much work is going on? You know, suddenly the Maldives fellow says, you know, we are no more with you, India, take away all your army. No, I am joining hands with China. No, India has to rethink and re-establish its relation with them if possible. ये counter को देखना है ना. India, Japan, China, Vietnam, Japan, America, Vietnam. No, they have to come together and protect the Indian Sea where China is aggressive. क्या क्या हो रहा है बाप रे world में. I am talking about only one small little globe. Like that, millions of the solar systems are there in the universe. हाँ जी, हमारे अपने घर का संभालने का ही फुर्सत नहीं है. दैट ऑल्सो वाइफ को हस्बैंड, हस्बैंड को वाइफ, जिंदगी पूरा उसमें क्या. दैट्स द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट ऑफ द प्रारब्ध. बिकॉज ऑफ अटैचमेंट, यू वांटेड समथिंग, बट यहाँ बिना देने का कुछ देना नहीं होता. जब 1 रुपये मिलता है, 99 रुपये हमको दुख झेलना पड़ता है. Knowing all of that only, we should understand what and why and how the liberation. Tomorrow we'll see. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paravarashubhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Om Tat Sat Brahma Arpanamastu. Beautiful Upanishad it is. I am studying first time, discussing with you.